It must be hot down in Madeira.
100.
Yeah, it's 90 something.
Yeah.
Finally in the low 70s here, and we finally have rain. First time in months.
67 degrees in Sag Harbor.
Well,
Sorry. Hate to be the bearer of bad. What's up, Paul?
who's this? Can't see you.
Michael Marcus.
Oh, Michael, oh man, from LA. How you doing?
Good. Just kind of making the rounds here, visiting some people.
In
Real good.
Zoom? You're just making the rounds. Oh, you're in
Came out to see my mom. She's in Long Island in Island Park, and then went to Westport. And today I just
oh
took the
good.
ferry.
Sag Harbor, yeah. Sag
The-
Harbor.
yeah, I took the ferry from Connecticut. I've never done that. It was
Oh
amazing.
yeah, it's nice.
Really nice.
You get that at Port Jefferson or Sag Harbor? You get it there.
I got it at in Connecticut in Bridgeport, and then ended up in Port Jeff. You can go to Orient Point or you can go to Port Jeff.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, man. Good to see you, bro.
Long Island's beautiful.
Oh man. Went
It's
to
just
the lighthouse.
beautiful with me in it usually.
I was thinking about you. I was like, wow. And the amount of damage I did here. I was thinking about you. I was like, wow, man.
It absorbed it. You didn't leave a mark, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah. No one.
Right.
There's no plaque. Paul Hedderman got arrested here. Yeah, there's no. All right. Well, here we are. A lovely day. Today's the message is the same as it has been forever. I hope that the what can really be communicated is descriptions of what we're not, understandings of what we're not, through experience, watching the reactions of what we're not. And by doing that, you get an intimacy of what you are. You can't go directly to what you are because you'll forever be stopped in what you're not. Because the idea that seems so natural of you have to get there is the dilemma. Yeah. You remember that thing, Raman has that interesting statement about the presupposing and then when you send a mind to look at the situation, it's like the policeman you're sending is the same as the thief. Yeah. And then it basically says the next paragraph, which we never use, that the real biggest obstacle is you don't believe you're awake. Yes. Yeah. And this isn't about believing you're awake. It's using what doesn't believe it's awake and seeing it as not you. That's awakeness, really. Yeah. Yeah. The other way it almost felt like a natural way of hearing. The other way just gives you more subtle orders that you're going to fail. Yeah. So if you can just step back and see that which arises, and it's really representing the misunderstanding, and just greeting it as not you. And then every fuse doesn't light the TNT. Yeah, it just doesn't do it. Yeah, you disarm the bomb. You don't need to have that whole outfit and the robot come in and stuff like that. It's just a recognition, and it's quite disarming. And there'll be such a non-movement. You really get suspicious of all the other movements. Yeah. You really get I feel a real strong hit of being stopped or pause. And that which can absorb that or is not us. Yes, it's just that simple. I do not believe the head is in equanimity and peace, and it's other people agitating it. I believe its nature is agitation. I mean, the mental processes. Yeah, I do. And I also believe using the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism, and there's a lot of different ways of seeing in Buddhism, but I think most people, when they are first introduced, they hear the Four Noble Truths, and the statement is basically there's a malaise or a discomfort or a dis-ease in life or a dissatisfaction. And that dissatisfaction is really triggered by desire for things to be different, really, in a weird way, or desiring something and then having an adverse sensation of something else, which is a dualistic movement, yes? Moving towards and moving away are both movements. Yeah, now, taking movements as a fact, we try to choose one moving away or the other moving towards, but basically the dilemma isn't the moving away, moving towards, it's just the movement, yeah? Just movement for movement's sake. Where Ramana says basically the best prescription would be still, yeah? And Zen would further it in many ways, but one of them is you cannot use activity to produce stillness. That would be activity. So using the head to find peace is like sending the cousin of the thief in a policeman uniform to arrest the thief, yes? This isn't cute, really. It's meant to, if it does something, that's the point, yeah? Because you may not see this thing in its wholeness, but you can recognize, if you get hit by the tail enough, you will be able to recognize through the tail the rest of the beast, so to speak. Yeah. So just simple. You can't use activity to produce stillness. That would be activity. That's not one of the 10 commandments. These are observations that were shared to see where they land, yeah? If that makes sense, well, here's some more, yes? The seeker is the sought. So the seeker and the sought dynamic is a denial of the seeker as the sought, yeah? Obviously. Because as you, the last thing you're really seeking is you. You're seeking ways to get out of you or make a better you or hide the worst part of you and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, do you think it's, you're not a coder. Yeah. You're not doing the code. You're reacting to a program. The program has already been coded in. Yeah. You can try to write one, but if you write a new code, it's after the first code. Yeah. And I think the first code is going to neutralize whatever hope you gave into the second code. I do. So, yeah. We ran into it in recovery. It's one of the greatest observations in recovery is that which is foreign to us, we give it the name self, a small s self, cannot get out of self. Yeah. So that which is this foreign nature that is called self can't get out of its foreign nature. Now, it doesn't get that. And a lot of our narratives are really, we replaced the first self with Paul, and Paul's trying to get out of self. Yeah. And it doesn't work because it isn't Paul that's trying to get out of self. It's self trying to get out of self. It's just that simple. Yeah. And the self can't get out of self. That's why there's always try something different. the trying is exactly the same. You just try, let's say, Kabbalah, then you go into, the Middle Ages, metaphysics, or the alchemist or something, and then, or you make a hybrid and you mix stuff up. But basically, it's all of those equations still have the same primary number, one, you, yeah. And it just doesn't make it, hopefully. And for the head, it has a belief by the time it runs out of numbers, you're going to be kaput. Anyway, so it can play out the hand. It can move numbers around so that you think you're doing something in a different way when it's the same way you're doing it. So I feel having the ears to hear and the eyes to see are brought about by failure, really. And I'll tell you, the greatest mining of the value of failure to me is the non-duality message. I just humbly believe it is the greatest mining of the value of failure. Because most people that come here, if there was like a way of measuring their spiritual pursuits, and there was a little like full, half full, there'd be like 25 years. There would be like hundreds and hundreds of years of trying to get out of what we're not in. Yeah. That the non-duality message gives great value to that. It doesn't, it's not another strand in your mental whipping that if I only did better or sat next to a better person or whatever, it just gives you a slap. Yes. It just whacks you. And then hopefully, because you don't need any more information, do you? That you're not going to get it? I mean, seriously. I mean, how can you keep blaming it's because of you that you're not going to get it? Come on. It's 50 years of it. You're so special and so defiant. You're the only one that's not going to get it. No, you're not going to get it. That's it. It's not like you could get it. You should have gotten it. You did get it once and now you've lost it. None of those tributaries of the mental narration have any water in them at all. You're never going to get it. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't it nice to come to that conclusion and then something can actually truly stop? Yeah. Not like take a left and a right turn or slow up or do a subtle little, going into another lane. I mean, stop. Yeah. The looking for what you are with what you are will stop for sure. Yeah, it will. If this lands, where you're going to see an effect is in the seeking, really. You may still hold on to the history of seeking as the seeker, but the seeking itself right now will drop precipitously. Yeah, it will. You're going to lose interest in what you thought was your calling in life. It's going to flatline. It's just going to flatline because the fact that's hidden in the statement was revealed. Yes. And you have worn those shoes of seeking. Yeah. And seeker. You have, seemingly. And enough is enough. You don't need an infinite amount of evidence. You need a finite amount of evidence. It could be very, very little, or it could be a little more. Yeah. But it runs out. Yeah. You're going to get, it's going to dawn on you. Like he says, your head is in the tiger's mouth already. It was that first aha at that park when you first heard non-duality. It was that German shepherd moving your head when you heard it from somewhere or you read it. Yeah. It was before you could claim it, you had it naked, the aha was naked. Yeah. And then the head claimed it. And of course, at that time, you probably didn't notice that. Yeah. But then you heard about that movement of claiming. And now at one point, you've noticed it. And you have seen not only the emperor has no clothes, but you may know the emperor has no clothes, no matter how many clothes it wears. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that little imaginary wall has concrete has added to it. Yeah. Yeah. It's over. And it may be dog shit awareness, but it's quite good day in and day out. You're awake not as a giant triumphal experience. You're just awake. Yeah. It's not even questioned the sense of being present and available. Yeah. You may have a lot of opinions of what you're available to, but you're available. Yeah. You're available to sounds, visions. You're available. Why? Because you're present. Yeah. That's our inherent position here. We're present and we're available. Now, my feeling is that makes you of service. Yeah. Now, we were started out being present and available, and that made us of service, and something came in and took us over. And we have now served it to the point in recovery, we call that serving that finite self, spiritless servility. It becomes like a slavery. Yeah. But it's based on being present and available. It was just what we became present and available to, yeah, that made us occupied by the past and the future and seemingly unavailable to most things. Isn't that insane? So the quality that's inherent has been used in a way, yeah, to produce a different, like a whole alternate fucking reality where we're constantly available to the head that's just going into narrations of past and future. Yes. And we would like not to be available, so we drink or something, or we get high, or we do something stupid to try to shake us out of that. But the reason you can be occupied or be obsessed and up the ass of past and the future is because you are inherently available and present. And we were just introduced to life through the head. Yes. The mental state. It's been playing God for a long time. Yeah. So this isn't like, oh, I have become available. You've always been available. And I have experienced presence. No, you haven't. You are the present. You are the presence where all experiences happen. Yeah. Yeah. So this isn't like changing anything. It's losing interest in the mental changes that occurred. That's all. And then we have a default mechanism, and it's not we're defaulted back to the past and future. Yeah. And being out of the moment. No, the default mechanism is to presence and availability. That's it. Yeah. And when it seems to your return there, it's upon having never left. See, this is the beauty of it. A lot of people are trying to make something that seems real unreal. You're going to see it as unreal. Yeah. Have you heard when the head is trying to make what seems real unreal? It doesn't sound great. It sounds tinny. Yeah. It doesn't. Usually there's a product that's going to be sold concerning it. Yeah. It does. But when you see it as unreal, that has a real sense, a real intimacy. No matter how many clothes you put on, And no matter how many moisturizers you put on the skin, this is even more intimate than all of that. Yeah. Yeah. And in the knowing, there's a conviction built in the knowing. It's not, yeah. Knowing from here is it's a very, very convincing knowing. Yeah. To the point you're totally able to let everyone else have what they have and what they think and stuff like that. And you're rooted in a certain whatever. Yeah. The other people's, what they're rooted in isn't threatening. Yeah. What they have isn't even that attractive. You don't care. Dog shit awareness reigns supreme. Yeah. You just live through a day and every day on and on and on and on. And it's a surprise when you wake up in the morning and then there you go. Yeah. You're awake, and then Paul awakens, and then Paul's got to get up and do this and do that. But that which is awake before Paul awakes has always been awake. Yeah. It wasn't sleeping. Sometimes you'll see it. You're awake, yeah, and Paul's not awake yet. Yeah, sometimes I'm laying down and I hear the body snoring. It goes into such a relaxation, and my girlfriend swears I must be asleep, but I'm wide awake. I'm just wide awake, and it's got such a relaxation. So anyone new here, they must know. So one of the biggest things I was confronted with was this idea that in time is the main aspect of the magic trick. Yeah. Again, humbly, because time can distort a lot of stuff. Yeah. It can move. A lot of seemingly so needs time to be so. Yeah, it does. And so in time, the head is faster than any other aspect that I think is my head. Yeah. So the head claims the conscious contact so quickly, it seems like I start after the claiming of the conscious contact. Yeah. And now the consciousness is driving as it does. And now all the interest and attention is on the emblem, like the Ford on the hood or the Chrysler. Yeah. Even though it has nothing to do with the movement of the car or anything. So there I am. And I found over time that every aspect of the thoughts or the talking is of the system. You've never heard what you are spoken. Yeah. And there was an interesting guy, an Irish guy, used a Chinese name, Wei Wu Wei. And he would basically say, this absolute absence is the absolute presence. Yeah. So when you lose interest in this sufficiently, and I humbly believe what starts that is seeing it as not you. Yeah. Seeing it, being aware of the idea, not thinking about it, but seeing it, that it's not you. That loss of interest makes what seems to be opaque translucent, transparent. You start seeing through it. And it's in the absolute absence of this, that's the absolute presence. So if the absolute presence is a party that you hear is great and you try to get there, when you get there, it sucks. Because you are actually the absolute absence of the absolute presence in this activity. Yeah. that it's not saying you hate the body, anything. It's just that the body is used to deny what you are by reinforcing what you're not. Yes, the body is the symbol of a dualistic movement taken as a unit, as a long-lasting, independent, separate entity. So the head is using the body to disguise its two-ness as a oneness. Yeah. Yeah. So in that act of denial of what we are, you're not doing it. The body itself is representing it. And firm in faith in the something else that your head has made to be you, which is yeah, the emblem of the car, now making it a Ford. Yeah. We give all this trust to this that we've made to be ourselves, to see the world and tell us what it's like. Yeah. So we are listening to a lot of narratives. We're not the writer of the narrative. Yeah. It's more like a script. Yeah. And the script is downloaded and constantly repeated. And we seem to play along because we're cherishing the character. Yeah. Even though the movie sucks, as long as we're the star of it, we're very, very interested. Yeah. Yeah. Now, in Buddhism, they call that interest cherishing of self. Yeah. So there's this cherishing of what we're not. And in that cherishing of what we're not, we live a seeming reality. It's appearing to be true to us. Yeah. It's appearing to be true to us that I've localized the doer of all the actions, and I am the doer of all the actions that I have witnessed in this life. Yeah, from me. Yeah, every seeing has been claimed to reinforce I'm the seer. And so this ownership ends up allowing a lot of stuff to own you as this action figure. Yeah, it's so obvious. A thought in someone else's head would be held as their thought, and their thought can ruin their day. That same thought, if I see it as theirs, doesn't ruin my day. But if I see it as mine, it can ruin my day. Yeah. So what's going on there? We represent a lot of power, and actually we represent that which is giving everything all the meaning it has in this dreaming. Yeah. And if we take something to be real, as the Course in Miracles, I'll use the exact statement in the Course in Miracles. It says, you and I are the dreaming of the dream. We forget that we're dreaming. What? Yeah, we forget that we're dreaming. Now, I'm just going to throw in my take on what that looks like. It looks like you and I. We are the forgetting that we're the dreaming by being identified as the dreamt. Yes? It's just that simple. And from there, being identified as the dreamt, that produces effects. And what are those effects? Well, everything that we're dreaming, we now give the ability to bite us in the ass, so to speak. So we are now going to have real effects that are not truly caused. They're uncaused effects, yeah? Just like an uncaused effects would be, you got super afraid of that tiger while you were sleeping. Yes, but that tiger has never been real. It only appeared in the dream. Yeah. But in the dream, it felt as real can be. That, I believe, is called an uncaused effect. Yeah. So that would be dreaming. Yeah. That would be living in a seemingly so world. And seemingly means it appears to be true or false to you. Wow. You're not at the helm of that. You're at the butt of that. That's the action figure. Yeah. We're a day late and a mile away. You cannot sharpen your blade to cut through this. You can't. The action figure has a built-in bluntness. It's not, you're not going to cut, like, you're not going to use it as a machete and get through the forest of misunderstandings into the clear vista. You're the activity of the forest of misunderstanding. Hallelujah. It's fantastic to find out because I'm not that. So let me find out every fucking thing about it, because now I have a fearless curiosity because I'm not that. You know, the dog has figured out where we are. Yeah. Yeah. And here we are. We're just sharing the idea. I think it's great news. Yeah. Look at what other invitation has demanded half of the clothing. You don't even have to wear pants or socks or anything. It's all from the waist up. Yeah. You could all be suffering from restless leg syndrome. I wouldn't know at all. Yeah. You could be crazy down there. Yeah. So here you are. You're in a couch. You have a beautiful vista. You're under a fan. You got fucking, everyone seems to be clothed and under shelter. Jesus. Yeah. We're just, now that you're so comfortable, you know what? It's going to be more disarming. Yeah. It's going to be better than any Tempur-Pedic. It is. You're going to get the best nights of sleep. You really are. When you go to sleep, you're really going to sleep. You're going to look forward to the absence of Paul. So, yeah. We are awake, like it or not. Our inherent nature is awakeness. Yeah. To some of us, it's across the bear. That's why we're apt to watch Die Hard 2 to 12. The Die Hard 1 movie was pretty good, but then it just went downhill. Yeah. But you got so much time on your hands, you're wide awake, so you watch lousy shit. It's incredible. I gotta entertain this freaking beast. It's like living in the Norway in the summer. The sun doesn't go down to like 11 at night. You got a lot of time to do shit. Here it's just beautiful. Yeah. So we're disarmed. Yeah. And watch the head. It's invested. It has uniforms. It has artillery. It has ammunition. It wants to use the shit. Yeah. Just disarm. Yeah. Oh. All right. Thank you. Is there any difference, really? If you close your eyes, the awakeness, you open, it's, yeah. When you're open, you have vision, but it's after the, yeah. Close, same, exact same. Yeah. You think it's open, close, the duality, but it's not. The awareness is behind the door, even before you open the garage. Yeah. It's there, awake. Wide awake, ever present and available. Now, you can be available and present, and it will cause the action figure to be completely occupied. That's not you. Yes? That's not you. You're not using the action figure to be the light that leads the way. Yeah. You're following a different light. Yeah. Yeah. The action figure can be occupied. The action figure believes, well, the head does, that it can be out of the moment. And therefore, at some point, after it feels super uncomfortable for years, seemingly out of the moment, it may buy a book about how to get into the And there it goes. Then it tries to get into the moment. Doesn't seem to work, so it buys the second book, How to Really Get Into the Moment. Tries some of the stuff, maybe almost reads the whole book, practices the practices there. That fails, so then he buys the third book, How to Really Stay in the Moment. Wow, that's different than, getting in the moment. Staying in the moment is the point. Yeah. And of course, what happens? All the while, that will fail. And then one day you're going to look at, am I really out of the moment? Yeah. And you're going to question the story that you have been swallowing for years, that you can be out of the moment. And when you just look at it that way, you'll see you've never been out of any moment that you've been in. Never. Yeah. Those book sales are going to go flying down. They're going to be, you'll see them at the garage sales. Yeah, they look brand new almost. So there's been a conclusion you arrived at, no more movement, that you can't be out of the moment. Hallelujah. Yes? And all of these misunderstandings fall like a domino. And what's left standing? The dog shit awareness, yes? The always reliable, always available, with no requirement necessary. Truly the state of the gateless gate, the state of the open secret. Yes? Yeah. My investigation ended at non-duality. It did. It's answered everything that my head could come up with. And then the head had to go into a silence, even though it yaps and yaps and yaps. There's a large silence before it's yapping. Yeah. Yeah. It's the last answer. What a great answer. It's taken away the need for any other answers concerning this topic, which is an important topic, at least in my view. Yeah. To have no concerns about it, and for the last 20, 30 years, fucking that's a solution. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't need an add-on or anything like that. Maybe you'll take care of your physicality better. Who knows? Obviously, stress is a huge killer. You probably, will live better because you're just not that interested. Yeah. But what inflames the body? Isn't inflammation one of the greatest killers? What is that? When a car is overheated, that's an agitated state. Yes. The head is overheated. It must put the body into an inflammatory state constantly. Yeah. The head desiring and hating and shit like that all fucking day is just freaking just agitating the whole physicality of the event, isn't it? Well, did they ever explain that clearly, why the body's aflame? why is it it's inflammation that's really the cause of a lot of the stuff? Did we run super hot just the way it goes, or do we have fucking a mental activity that's just like straining the nuts and bolts of whatever is holding it together? Just fucking the stress of living in yesterday and tomorrow. Yeah. With having the same fear you had about the future with every day of the past. Yes. It's just a projection. Can you imagine? Don't you have enough shit to deal with during a day without the past and future adding on to the weight? I mean, and what can put it out? What can put out? We're aflame, we're burning up. What can put it out? Any activity that's there to produce stillness is just more activity. What? Yeah. I think the only thing that's going to cool the system is a loss of interest. Yeah. The system cannot lose interest in itself. So you're going to recognize by what loses interest in the self as being not self. You are. The intimation is going to be obvious after a while. Yeah. The relief doesn't come from the system. It's brought into the system. Yeah. It's not a fruit of the system. Yeah. And then you get a distinct sense of this otherness of not being the long-lasting, independent, separate entity. And it starts swinging its non-weight around. It has a big influence in how the action figure can travel lighter through a day, where before it was almost impossible to make it through the day. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Anyone have any questions or?
Pretty quiet, Paul. No hands up.
Well, that's good. Let me see. What time is it now?
We're at 5:10.
Oh, I could get off of work early. That's good.
Oh, Dave raised his hand. Hey, Dave, come on in.
All right, Dave. Party.
Hey, man. Yeah, well, last time you interrogated me, you were the cop. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to thank you. I think I started about a month ago on this journey, and you mentioned sleeping. Well, for 45 years, I would hit that pillow and I would just race through thoughts, race through thoughts, race through thoughts. I'm sleeping for the first time now because I recognize that that voice that I did not trust for 45 years was the voice you're talking about, and it's been incredible. And it's interesting when you say, "Oh, you're going to lose interest." I would be listening to you for, I don't know, 8 hours a day, and then now I'm slowly. I'm not. I'm not constantly looking for an answer anymore. It's been wonderful. So that's all really what I had to say. So thank you, Paul.
Fantastic. Great. Yes. See, you remember when your dad used to push you on the bike, and then that one day he knew that you were ready to go solo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is it. Everyone's got the same bike. We're all ready to roll. Some of us need a push. That's all. Some of us look like we're going up the hill, but it's just seemingly so.
I was so insane I wouldn't understand it, and then you said I wouldn't understand it, and I'm like, oh, wonderful, just wonderful.
Yes. Great.
Yeah.
Yes. If it's understood, be careful.
Mhm.
But yeah. All right. Thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I've been known to, the talks have been known to help people sleep, though. It wasn't our intended target, but we've been very good with people who had dilemmas of sleeping since the beginning. I remember. It's about waking up, everyone, and the best benefit they're getting is they're sleeping. I like how life uses everything. It's great. So, man, if you don't have sleep, the joy of sleep is so great. Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. All right. Anyone else?
No, I have no hands, Paul.
All right. Well, I'll slowly start.
Oh, no, hold on. They keep creeping in. Rob. Hey, Rob.
I just have to threaten that I'm going to start saying goodbye.
That's right.
Suddenly a question appears. I got to get off. I'm not doing that anymore.
I ain't gonna let you leave yet.
Right,
I started laughing I started laughing as soon as I got here.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, I love to laugh. It's great. I took a job in actually Home Depot, and I don't even know how I got the job, but I got it. And I did the subject object thing because I looked at this spray bottle, or I look at a piece of wood, and I'm like, well, who's seeing the wood? And I just started laughing. And I got almost, I know this is non-duality, but I got almost 3 years sobriety. And my first AA meeting was 1983. And out of those 40 years, I probably got about 27 sober. But yeah, I'm
Fantastic.
just lucky to be alive.
Yeah, let
But
that thing, it's on its own momentum. Just go along with it, man.
so in the quiet and in the not knowing, is that me?
Yes, I would say so.
Hell yeah.
It can't even be described as a me, because the me description has been put on the wrong thing for so long. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. But yeah. Let's say it's where where you come from, let's say. Yeah. Yeah. You know, the head, it's proven with a lot of ways, but obviously we look at everything from a body point of view. Yeah. You know, like when they do the cartoons and they put your ideas into a cat or something. And yes, so we apply just the idea that we are made in God's image. I think actually God is made in our image. It's just, this is how the head works. So it thinks it's going to be a different me than the me that you are, but it has nothing of meanness in it. I don't feel. Yes. So you got to go in completely don't know, and then there's a lot of finding out. Yeah. The head tries to run around or go around the finding out, and it relies on the knowing. And so it's usually wrong, but it just thinks it knows anyway. Yeah. So one of the highest forms of the head in Zen would be don't know. Yeah. So, yes. Anyone else? I'm threatening to start saying goodbye. So,
Yep, Robert just put his hand up because you threatened him.
I'm going to have to, this is like almost immediate trigger.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Come on in, Robert.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Robert. How are you?
Paul, God bless you, man. It's okay for me that you get it. I'll tune in just see you laugh and sit there. And I think all these other folks that are here with us, I get that idea of satsang. I get that idea of brotherhood.
Oh, good.
I get that idea that there's a spirit here that lifts us all up. Whether or not our head says we get it doesn't really matter.
No.
It's like when I go to a meeting, I go to get high. I tell people this is how I get high now. This is my bar stool over here. This is where I'm sitting tonight.
Yes.
And you give me that spirit. The lights are on. Everybody's singing. Drinking in the spirit. I love it, man. So thank you for this good time.
Oh, it's a bouquet we all make. Individually, we may not smell that well, but as a bouquet, it's a sweet bouquet. The loving presence expressing itself through our group conscience. Yeah. And here we are, each one of us squares is sitting present and available. Yeah.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah. These are not goals. Being present is not a goal, and becoming available is not a goal. They're inherent in our nature. Yeah. They bleed through the programming of the action figure. There's no there without a here. Yeah.
Junior.
So yesterday and tomorrow can only be entertained in the now. See, there is no now in the same origin line of past and future. Now has nothing to do with the past and future at all. Yeah. At all. Yes. It's not similar. It's not a time frame. The now is not a time frame. It's not like a time frame in the past and a time frame in the future. It's not a time frame. Now, yeah, here and now is the undeniable dimension of this event. Yeah, the head doesn't like that, so it makes up shit. It can't get rid of the here and now, but it can fill it with yesterday and tomorrow, and that's what it does. And the thought system, its guiding thing is not to think. It's all it does is think in the present, but it's usually about the past and future. And we live a repeated life: regret, remorse, rethinking, refeeling, rehashing. Yeah. And if you didn't have that syrup of personalness, you would realize lap 4 looks a lot like lap 54. Even though they moved one of the palm trees, you're not going to be fooled anymore. It just keeps regurgitating. Just insane. Yeah. So there's no need to put a stop to it. You need but there is a need to see it. Because if you do not see it, if you're not aware of it, you're aware from it. Yeah. And that awareness from it is severely curtailed in this dreaming. Nothing can ever happen to that awareness, but in this dreaming, if the awareness is seen from where you're looking from, it's going to be a very limited awareness. Yeah. But this is seeing where you used to look at everything from. That's what it is. This game board didn't start where it starts on the Monopoly board. There's some moves, some squares we never saw. And one of the squares, every other square is on that square. So when you're at square 34, it's the square of here and now. When you're at square 63, it's the square of here and now. Yes? Yeah. So every there that you imagine's better than here, when you arrive there, it's here. That's the way it goes. It just goes on and on.
So she's from that other street. Well, that's 2.
Good job, Michael. See, Michael was present and available. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, very good. All right. Well, I think I'm going to try it one more time.
No, you can't, Paul. Elisa has her hand up.
All right. Let's do one more. You keep pulling me back. What's that thing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to flee? Okay.
No, I'm joking.
Thank you for staying anyway. So I have sort of noticed as we're going along, when you mentioned the snoring example, I went, oh, because that clicks with something that happens. And so
what example?
You were talking about the snoring.
Oh, the snoring, yeah.
Hearing yourself, hearing the snoring and going, oh, and realizing that. And I went, oh, that's a lot of the time I get downloads. That's the best way I'm going to say it. And I'm sleeping and I'm aware. And then my head, I'm kind of like, God, you're still thinking about that thing over there. And wow, and this thing over here. And it makes me think of Bob E. and the vulture on the bedpost.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so it unfortunately or fortunately, I'm cursing you out and blaming you that during my day, then when I'm awake, I am hearing your voice. It tries to give me one clue, and that doesn't work. And so then I hear you saying, you're not the you you're looking for. I'm like, F you. And then, oh, haha. My inner system is really revolting a lot. It does not want to not have anything to do. It's really, and like, wow, the more I just remind me and say, oh, that's what's causing that emotional insecure. You want to fix that stuff. You want to have something to think about. You can go ahead like that, but it's not really going to get you anywhere. To be aware that it isn't me is really, I'm moving through it faster and better and going, I don't even have to think about that thing because it's intrusive. It popped up. There's no danger, and I'll just keep moving.
It's
passing faster. So I appreciate it.
Well, that would be a description of traveling lighter as the action figure. The effects of what we are on the action figure can be described. We describe it as traveling lighter. You know, we put it all into a sense of traveling lighter. And when you hear that and you are traveling lighter, there's a nice familiarity with it. Yes? Yeah. So it's a soothing, the action figure, it's worries and concerns because it's only known one boss in a sense. So it figures all bosses will be like that one boss. It's like a horse that's had one jockey who was very harmful to the horse. Yeah. So it doesn't, when it sees the new jockey, it gets concerned and worried. But then it gets very, very, it gets convinced that it's in safe or in good hands. Yeah. So in a way, the invitation seems to be an intruder, but if it gets in there, the results are going to calm down the system. Yeah, that inflammation of the head and body. Seriously. Yeah. So, yeah, this is why, see, when you trusted something in life and it didn't work, you don't think trust works, but trust works. It was just put in the wrong thing. Yeah. So in recovery, many people are damaged by the faith they had in something, and they're afraid of putting faith in anything really, but it wasn't the faith, it was the thing that they had faith in that was broken. Yes. So for some of us, it took a while. Like when I came in, I didn't trust myself as far as I could throw myself. Yeah. I thought the head was me and it was completely untrustworthy. And over the years, you know, that abused action figure got over shit. Yes. Because it was treated differently. So it's sort of like when you watch a video of dogs they have been hurt or something, and they're looking in the corner and they won't look out. You know, they're just coping with a failure in trust, because dogs have to be dependent on people in a lot of ways. Yeah, the way it goes. And when that which they're depending on fails, it can, you know, one of the head's ideas is stop depending or don't have any trust. But no, I'd rather get taken a few times than not to be trustful. Yeah, I don't see that as a good strategy. So it's just where the faith is put in. Yeah, and then I believe the tree, you'll know the tree by its fruit. I do. And all the beatings I took that left the trauma in the body, they have been sort of overcome or grown out of based on living sober for so long. Yes. I really feel like, you know, if you want to look at it as an action figure and it's in time reaction, I was brought up by an Irish grandmother. Yeah, very potent to me. I mean, she was a goddess, and she passed away when I was 9, and my father passed away the same year. And I swear I was at a relative's party when I was 18 or 19. And I heard some of my relatives like speaking about my grandmother disparaging, you know, and it was the first time I saw a chink in her goldness. Yeah. Yeah. And so after they passed away, I relied on the head. Really, I saw it. I had a Sister Marie Neal who was my teacher, and I was about 1 seat away from her desk in line with her. And then this one year, we had these 2 deaths, so I was out of school a lot. And when they came back after my father and grandmother passed away, when I looked at Sister Marie Neal, she was miles away. I was completely absorbed in the head, seriously. And I relied on the head to protect me, literally. And it fucking, if something's coming out of one window, it closes all the windows. and it's hard to get those windows open again. Yeah. So the action figure gets more relaxed when it's in good hands. Yeah, it is. So if you've been seeing miracles and you've been doing this and doing that, all of that past ideas can be washed away, and now you can really surrender and let go. Yeah, and be used. Yeah, where when people died on me before I was, I didn't know what death was, and then there were people that were they meant a lot, knowing it or not, and they just were gone like that. Yeah, and the head just jumped in and filled that vacuum, really. And from that time on, it was very shortly thereafter, a few years later, I started using, and I really just lived a disassociated life, just completely. And I felt, I'm going to make me feel something so I don't get affected by other feelings coming in. Yeah, I'm just going to be high all the time. Honey, I'm still on the talk. I'll talk.
I think we lost Paul. Give him a minute, see if he comes back.
Michael, I guess you're just gonna have to say goodbye to everybody.
No, here he is. He's back. I just let him in. Where'd he go?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go.
Hey, I want to say goodbye to everyone. Sorry, I got carried away. Yeah, I got carried away, but now it's a message for the action figure world. Yeah. That's how I saw it anyway. I see it. But the reliance on the head was unbelievable, literally. It was like having an insane, what was that thing that spoke to the Greeks? Yeah, the oracle. It was having an insane oracle in the head that I was religiously devoted to. So, yeah. All right. So I think I'm going to say goodbye now. Yeah. Everyone's chilled out. All right. Aaron, nice to see you there. Yes. Christine, as always, how are you? All right? Yes, good. Dave, thank you. Have a nice night's sleep. Yes. Elisa, fantastic. Ernie, look at what's happening with a little willingness. Yeah. John, Florida. Judy Love, our transcendent.
Thank you.
Waterfall.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Paul.
Yep. We got Keith. Keith, one of our T-shirt designers, and a whole lot more. Mike M. That's amazing. They let you into Long Island. If I would have known you were going, I would have called them up. Yeah. Mike Clark. It would be my civic duty. Yeah. Michael Stacy, the quickest man on the Zoom bombers, man. Freaking, the thing just becomes a sprout and you cut it down so quickly. That's very cool. Robert Crossman, yes. Stay with us, man. It's nice. The pool is nice and refreshing. Stephen there he is. We had a nice talk this morning. Travis in Santa Rosa, Stephen Mack, Susan H. Hey, thank you, everyone. I don't know. We'll be here tomorrow night. And yeah, it's just lovely to be in the satsang jacuzzi with everybody. We don't use any chlorine. It's very nice. Yeah. Yeah. All right. See you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks,
Paul.
Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you,
Michael.
Michael.
Thank you,
Take care,
Michael.
guys.
Bye,
Thanks,
Michael.
everybody.
Bye,
Take
Michael.
care, everybody.
Thank you. Take care.